We are getting closer and closer to free agency.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
You're going to be able to keep it together here.
We are closer and closer to free agency. So let's go over free agents teams will regret spending big money on.
Oh.
There's reasonings here for all of them. You tell me if you agree with it. Let's start with Baker Mayfield. Reasoning is, of course, yes, he's coming off a career-high year. But here's another problem. He will have another coach and coordinator. That will be 5 in a row now that he will start the year with a new coordinator or coach.
This hurts me to do this, but I take away all the inherent bias because I do like Baker. This is Daniel Jones 2.0. This is a team that won a division and won a playoff game, and they're in an impossible spot, and you have to pay your quarterback. But what David just said, Rico, is so spot on. Dave Canales is not there anymore. He's got another offense to learn, and he probably never duplicates what he did this year. They will regret it. That's my answer.
See, I don't think they will regret it because I don't think they believe they're in rebuild mode. They think they're in retooling mode, and they can just adjust on the fly. So he's the leader of the team. That team is really he's their guy. He's like their Jared Goff. I know it's blasphemy to say, but in Tampa, they believe in Baker. They found him off the scrap heap, and he's turned this thing around. David, probably long-term, yes, but short-term, no. I don't think they'll regret it, even with a new coordinator.
Next guy on the list, Austin Ekeler, guy who went into a contract year, had the worst year of his career. He appears to have lost a step.
Let him finish
Let
first.
thy gesture guide thee.
Mike is snapping. That means we don't pay running backs.
Yeah, full regret. Like Kenny's cold cut relationship of years gone by. Full regret.
We don't pay running backs. Wow, he had a horrible year.
I'm out on principle. Rico's his own man. Do whatever you want with it.
No, I mean, he's just his history, injuries, breaking down. Yeah, I would pass on him. Especially running backs, and you can go find a new one in the draft who can be just as good as him. So, yeah, pass.
Next guy.
David?
We don't pay running backs. No, yours is we don't draft running backs in the first round. Is that what you're snapping at me about? Is that what we're doing?
Well, both.
I don't know. Next guy on the list will be Danielle Hunter. Reason why they're saying this, of course, he had 16 and a half sacks, a league-high 23 tackles for loss, but the injury history is a concern here. Yeah. Had a neck injury, had a pec tear in 21. Will that be a concern? They'll pay too much for a guy like that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he 29?
29.
Yeah, see, I do wonder about a 5-year deal where you got to keep him around for at least 4 of it. If I'm in a Super Bowl window, I don't really care. I'm still going to do it. But I'll say on general premise, signing a guy who's just about to be 30 as a free agent is a bad idea. I'll say yes.
Yeah, the neck injury. I've never been one because I know in the NFL you're always one injury away, but there's certain injuries that rank a little higher than others, and neck injury that's one for me. Playing on the D line, it's collision. I would say that's going to be a bad move. So no, I would. They're going to regret that one.
Next on the list, I will give you the name in a second. I'm going to work this one backwards.
Okay.
This individual, as a wide receiver, he ranked among the top 5 in receiver drops in the last 2 seasons. Counts for 8.1% drop rate.
Oh, wait.
He also dealt with a soft tissue injury this year, and he's never been a number 1 wide receiver. Your guess?
Oh, I was going to say Mike Evans, but
no.
Never mind. Nope. Valdez.
Nope. Plays in the Midwest. His name is T. Higgins.
Okay, you know what? Here, maybe I'm a slappy. When you have Jamar Chase on your team, you're never going to be a number 1. I think T. Higgins, if he goes somewhere else, can blossom. I love him.
Even with that drop rate.
Yeah.
I don't think so, Mike, and you will understand this, and maybe some people. I wonder what T. Higgins, is it going to be the Alvin Harper?
Oh, God,
effect?
when he went to Tampa Bay.
Yes. Where
maybe
he was always under Michael Irvin, and everybody said, oh, well, if he ever just got his own thing, that he just watch him take off. Some people can't handle being the number one receiver.
It's fair.
And if you already have the drop rate and now you're going to get top dollar, the fans will turn on you, the media will turn on you, and you will regret the fact that you moved to this city. So if I'm him, stay in Cincinnati, make it work out.
Next guy on the list would be Kirk Cousins. While they say he is a wonderful player, gets his team to the playoffs, but he's only been to the playoffs 4 times, okay? Only had 1 win. That was a very controversial win. It also says that he might deliver the gaudy numbers, make a Pro Bowl, but at $40 million annually, and he can only get you 1 playoff win in his career, you're going to overpay for him. You're going to regret it.
Okay, that's all fun and nice and dandy. Here's what else you'll regret. Thinking you can outsmart the system and you don't have a quarterback. So my answer will be no. You got to pay the guy. You got to get a QB. If I can't draft one in the top 5, this is what you're left with.
To quote NBA Jams, Mike, you are on fire.
Boom shakalaka. I loved NBA Jam.
Yeah.
What a game. Scott Skiles and Shaq pairing on the original. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I forgot the arcade on Grand River. Used to go up there and play.
Kevin McHale, Larry Bird. Who was the primary ball handler?
Just didn't matter. I would say this, David. You're going to have to re-sign him, especially if you're Minnesota, because you saw what life was like without him. You were horrible. At one point, you were right there with the Lions and maybe making winning the division or getting a wild card spot, and then you fell off completely. So there's no great quarterbacks. That's just it. Like every quarterback that you just mentioned, like did you say you could say that for every quarterback? Like, well, how many wins does he have? Not a lot, not a ton. Take out Patrick Mahomes, and maybe that becomes a different thing. But right now, pay Cousins because he's a quarterback that works in the NFL.
That's right.
Then we'll close it out with Christian Wilkins, who is a run stopper, but last year had a career high with 9 sacks, 23 more QB hits. So what they're saying is, will he be that, or will he go back to being the run stopper?
Contract year. Inflated his stats because he knew you're going to sign me, so let me make it very difficult for you and pay me my money.
He's very similar to Leonard Williams. You know, when Leonard came to the Giants, he put up that 11.5 sacks, got that big contract, was never the same. Here's the thing. That's a player that needs to stay exactly where he's at. Christian Wilkins has done a really nice job as an overall football player for the Dolphins. That's a guy where you get Alvin Harperitis, where I take him out of that defense, I put him somewhere else, and you go, wait a minute. You're not special.
What did we pay for?
Yeah.
Nothing.
It will be nothing. That is in Football Today.